What's up, YouTube? This is Sage Valentine. I'm here with my recap and review of CBS's Big Brother Season 21, Episode number 18. So let's just get down to it. So Big Brother decided to dedicate a huge portion of the episode to the six shooters blow up, and what a blow up it was. I think that was one of the most violent blow-ups without fisticuffs that I've ever seen in Big Brother history, and there have been some crazy blow-ups over the years. So the episode pretty much picks up where episode 17 left off. They're still at the HOH competition. They're walking around trying to remember everything they see on those advertisements. Kat in her diary room segment says she's happy that she's still in the house, paranoid, confused, but happy. Jack is just like, he has to win HOH. And then the reason why he says he has to win HOH is because the six shooters are done. And then we see why they're done. Pretty much it all started when Jackson was talking to Jack, trying to warn him about Tommy and Christy. Jack ran and took that information and ran to Tommy and Christy. Tommy took part of that information and twisted it around, as he always does and has done. He's so extra when it comes to stuff, but at the same time, he's brilliant because nobody sees what he's doing. All they see is Christy. I call Christy his shield. So if Tommy ends up winning this season, I won't be surprised because he's slipping through the cracks because no one sees the power of his so-called mist. So anyway, apparently, Tommy heard that Holly and Kat went to Stagecoach, and he heard them having a conversation. I think that was like day 15, I think. I wasn't really paying attention to the number it was, but anyway, they were having a conversation in the kitchen while Tommy was washing something or cooking something. They started talking about Stagecoach and how they had to leave early so they could arrive to Big Brother. So Tommy kept that information all this time. That dude is scary. He's a very scary floater. Very scary floater. That's why Rachel always said, floaters better get a life raft. Because, honey, these next seasons after this, the floaters are in big trouble. Because the floaters this season are coming out of nowhere with all this prowess, with all this, like, strength and winning these competitions. It's just like, weren't you just on the couch chilling out? Like, weren't you just eating a pickle or something? Like, where is this coming from? But that's also why I say that when it comes to, like, these players throwing competitions, if I was in the Big Brother house and I saw somebody blatantly throw a competition, I would feel some type of way about that person. And that person would definitely be a target. And those type of people are going to be targets in future seasons. So Tommy pushes this whole thing about Jack, Jackson, and Kat being a trio. Like, he came up with that. And I'm just like, how are those three a trio? I know Holly and Kat know each other, but Jackson didn't know them outside the house. But this is Tommy's mist. So he decides with Jack that they need to flip the votes, kick out Kat, and keep Sam. Then Christy is informed, and I just said, oh my gosh, here we go. She's going to be frantic the whole time. And Tommy announces that the six is done. And I'm just like, if anybody has power in the six, it's Tommy. It may seem like Jackson, it may seem like Jack, it may seem like Christy, but I'm like, Tommy has some serious power. So then Jackson is basically, or Jack is just basically like, you know, Jackson wants me to get rid of you guys and come to his side and stay with him, and I don't want to do that. I'm just like, yeah, you should have done that, because that would be a really smart move to do, and let me explain that. Because it would be a smart move because Christy and Tommy are using you, but then you don't know that. I do, because I'm watching the feeds and I'm paying attention to everything that I read, so I know. But it would be a smart move for him to jump ship, but he doesn't know what we know. I have to remember that. So Tommy's talking to Annalise. He talks about flipping the votes. Jack talks to Nick and Nicole and tells them that they want to flip the votes, kick out Kat, and keep Sam. Tommy said, we got to break up this trio before jury. Holly overheard the conversation between Tommy and Annalise, because he talked about the breaking up the trio thing with Annalise. And she was outside of the room. Her hair was wet. She was straight out of the shower. I'm like, I don't understand why these people keep forgetting about those who are listening outside the room. Like, you guys are projecting like all these rooms are soundproof. They're not, apparently. And Holly figured out something was up when Tommy told Annalise not to tell Sam. Tommy tells Jackson that they're keeping Kat when Jackson asks about it. Tommy lies to Holly and says, oh no, they're not flipping. Holly said there'd be zero benefit for them to flip, and the blank would hit the fan basically if they did. And it sure did. It hit and it splattered everywhere. Jack to Jackson, no, we're not flipping. There's no reason. Tommy says he doesn't feel safe with the 6 because of Jackson. And Jackson's being erratic. I'm like, yeah. Jackson's like, you know, strange. Jackson does a lot of crazy stuff, but erratic, no. All Jackson was saying was what he heard. So if more than one person, because a lot of you probably don't know what Jackson was talking about because Big Brother didn't have time to really put that in there, but Jackson heard it from 2 different sources and they got the same story. And Jackson was just like, what the hell is going on? So he figured he'd go to Jack and tell Jack what was going on. But as you can see, you couldn't tell Jack because he ran right back to Christy and Tommy, the 2 people who were gunning for Jackson and Jack, or actually gunning for the pairs, and they've been saying it for a while, but of course they're gonna lie. Why wouldn't they? So Tommy says that Jackson told Jack that Holly and Kat know each other, and that Jackson, Holly, and Kat are a trio. And Jackson's just like, no, we're not a trio. And then basically the crap hits the fan in a major way. Holly says she feels left out as HOH because she doesn't know what the heck is going on, like what's happening. And then it becomes everybody versus Jackson. It's this whole shouting match. And the others outside listen to them and they're rejoicing. I'd be rejoicing too because it was about time for the 6 to implode because none of them trust each other. I'm like, how are you in an alliance and you don't trust each other that much? Like, it makes no sense. So Cliff is happy that the 6 are going after each other because his plan is in place. Because this is what he's been waiting for a long time. Christy mentions that Holly and Kat knew each other because of the concert. Nobody thought to ask who the hell said that they knew each other at the concert. Who overheard that? No one thought of that. Christy told Jackson that... Okay, no. Christy told Cliff that Jackson was the rogue vote. There you go. Christy told Cliff that Jackson was the rogue vote that time when they were pinning it on Nicole. Christy just twists everything around to sound kind of rational coming out of her mouth, and then she starts crying and playing victim. That whole thing was intense. It lasted an hour and 44 minutes. Mind you, this happened before the live show. Kat came in. She wanted to be a pawn. She admitted that to everyone. She said there's no trio, and she begs him to keep her. Cliff is just like, you know, it's time for the outsiders to get together and work together. I think he said this to Jessica when they were in the bathroom, and he was right about that, but they should have done that earlier when Kimmy and the rest of them were there, and they would have had a lot of power, and the 6 shooters would have been out of the house. At least 1 or 2 or 3 of them would have been gone by now, along with Bella. Jessica is upset because she's been out of the loop for the past couple weeks, basically since the beginning of the game. She feels powerless at this point. She can't save Kat. Jackson basically got burned by Jack, and he can't trust Jack anymore, and Jack picked Christy and Tommy over him, and he's hurt. Tommy is the reason for all of this. Why? Because he blew up everything he heard, twisted it around, and created a narrative that did not exist. There is no trio at all. They don't all know each other. They might be kind of sort of working with each other, kind of, but there's no trio. None. And then Tommy's like trying to play peacemaker, and I'm like, dude, you're the one who started all this. pretty much all of this is karma for what Jackson has done. And then it flips around again, and the 6 shooters decide to keep Kat and save... Wait, brain fart. The 6 shooters decide to boot out Sam and save Kat. And the 6 shooters alliance is pretty much dead. Holly is the wild card. Jackson cannot be trusted. Now, Cliff said at this point for the HOH competition, this could be the biggest HOH of the season. It could change the game, and thank God it did, because Jessica ended up being this week's HOH, and I was shocked when I found out, but I was kind of happy. I said, good, there's going to be something different happening in the Big Brother house. Jack called Kat, Jessica, and Nicole floaters. They were the final 3 left in that HOH competition. I'm just like, those 3 are floaters, but Tommy and Sis aren't. They're definitely floating along. Jackson is not happy that Jessica won HOH, and Tommy's wondering where Jessica's head is at. And at that point, I was happy. I'm just like, Jessica is not letting you know, so you can't run things, Tommy. So anyway, Kat, Cliff, Jessica, and Nicole all celebrate Jessica's win in the storage room. There's a fracture in the 6, and they become a new alliance. That's what Cliff said. I believe the alliance is called like Cliff's Angels or something. I'm trying to remember if somebody revealed it. Like, did Kat run back and say the name or something like that? Somebody revealed that name. So Christy was saying that, you know, Jackson tried to bury me. And I'm like, how did he try to bury you? Now, maybe he tried to out you, but bury you? No. He could have said more than that. No, he revealed what you had said a couple weeks ago, what you've been saying to those who are in the shadows. Holly tries to save face with the alliance, but they're completely done with her. It was funny when Christy said that Jackson was trying to bury her, and Holly rolled her eyes. Holly and Kat try to become even closer as an alliance, and they're basically going to take care of each other. Kat has been playing both sides, but she said she'll use the remnants of the 6 to her advantage to get her further in the game. I don't blame her. Jessica wants to get rid of a powerful player, and I'm like, all right, here we go. She feels empowered. She can keep the outsiders safe. She wants the 6 to scatter, and she's not playing around. So she pretty much ends up nominating Jackson and Jack. No surprise, it's their second time on the block, and if one of them doesn't go, or if neither of them goes, then they're going to be on the block again, unless one of them wins HOH. But considering how these outsiders are pushing hard to win these competitions, because Nicole was this close to winning the HOH, they're going to have a run for their money. Jessica was just like, I haven't been a part of any of these conversations. I've been out of the loop. And basically, Jackson and Jack are commanding the 6, and it's time for one of them to go. Jessica is ecstatic. This is sweet revenge. Both Jackson and Jack made her feel powerless. Jack put her on the block. Jackson had her banished. Jackson says he came to play Big Brother. He won't go down without a fight. Jack cries because he betrayed a friend. I'm just like, yeah, you might as well save your tears, because you'll be crying even more because you ruined your game by blowing up on Jackson in front of Christy and Tommy. So they're victorious in their little plan to break the 2 of you up, because they've been trying to do that for a long time. Nicole is happy. She said they are no longer the underdogs, her side. They are taking the power back. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Leave you some comments and everything. But honestly, I feel like Jack's game is in trouble. There was a hashtag trending called hashtag Christy is over party. Yeah, Christy's kind of over too. Tommy's fine, though, because nobody really sees Tommy for who he is. I can't wait till he ends up on the block. But anyway, you all, let me know what you thought of the episode. And as for my live on TV Code, please download the app. It's free. It's awesome. You guys can chat with me all about Big Brother. I said I'll be live at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be live at 7 o'clock, because I keep messing up the date with the concert that I'm going to, and that concert's on the 7th, and Tuesday is the 6th. So I love you all. Take care. I'm gonna go upload this and wait for Euphoria to start because it's the finale of that show. All these shootings happening in this world, it's getting crazier and crazier. Be safe out there, guys. Folks on TV shows I like are dropping like flies because of like harassment and racism and sexism combined. TV shows are getting canceled. I'll see you guys on Thursday because I'm gonna have to upload 2 different reviews because of where I'm going on Wednesday. So the Wednesday review will be late. The Thursday review will be on time. So I love you all. Take care. Bye, guys. This was fun. Bye. I'm so happy the 6 shooters are over. Bye, guys. Bye.